Been a bit, huh? So, I'm still eating my breakfast because I just woke up. Well, not so much woke up, more like I forgot to really prepare for this. But at the very least, oh my god, my arm. We are here today. So something at the very least. And I'm still totally trying to eat my food. And I'm still setting up a bunch of other stuff in the background too. And I'm doing just chatting today while I'm still trying to eat breakfast. You can hear me eating it. It's trying so hard with that other arm. But it's really funny how hard it's trying. Oh shit, I forgot to open up my Twitch. Shit. I need to get that open. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get this. My god. It's very hard to talk with your mouth full of food. I guess that's why they tell you not to do it. Okay. So, I'm still eating. Fuck. Oh, annoying. Oh, what's that sound? Man, that music was fucking loud in my ears. Jesus. So, heads up. This entire week, I'm gonna be home alone. Because I'm gonna be home alone, I'm gonna be relatively loud and very much more energetic than I would be normally. You know, because normally I'd be talking kind of like this. Maybe the microphone's a little bit more closer to my mouth and everything. I end up talking something more akin to this type of volume. And having this kind of voice as well. However, because I'm now home alone, I am going to be talking more like this, and I'm actually using my full chest while I'm talking. Main reason being is this is actually how I tend to like talk if I'm comfortable. No, I'm very, well, not so much comfortable, but if I'm not worried about how loud I am because of the background and everything, just being like, yeah, there's no one there. I can scream if I want to. I mean, point in case. Ah! There you go. I can scream like that, and it's a non-issue. The only reason why I'm maybe talking a little bit muffled is because I'm currently eating breakfast. And I just had 3 wheat biscuits topped with spreadable chocolate. One might say that is very diabetic or very chocolatey or whatever. Yes. But it's also what I choose to eat. I also don't know I'll be doing this just chatting for much longer either. I really don't have anything to say. It is just purely like a record, like, yeah, I'm still streaming this day, even though I'm like committing to just chatting. But I don't really think it's very interesting. I'm kind of like of a mind to just not do just chatting anymore. Because it just kind of sucks. But I'll probably keep it up until something else happens. But at the very least, it is a different day, a different week, and a different time. We'll be back to your normally scheduled talking very quietly and into the microphone Arth in like a week. Because I think everyone comes back on like Saturday. So there's at least a hard timer for that before I end up going back to my normal bullshit. But that's not always the worst. That's not always the worst. But that's not the worst. The truth of the matter is that at the very least, I'll be able to go back to my normal day-to-day stuff. Downside. This is probably going to be the week where I'm actually going to be like relatively, I say relatively entertaining. I don't know. I'll just have way more energy compared to like any other fucking time. So I don't know what they exactly say in that front. And I'm totally not also playing another game on the side. Don't you judge me. That's why I'm keeping myself entertained at the very least, because I don't know. Once again, just talking for the sake of talking just seems a little not me. What was that? But at the very least, it's been a good enough time. This weekend was relatively interesting whenever it came to things I've done. We had our TTRPG session. For those who don't know, that TTRPG stands for Tabletop Role-Playing Game session. Something in your vein of D&D. I prefer not to say D&D because I'm not playing D&D, and D&D is an actual game. That would be like calling all video games Call of Duty. It'd be fundamentally wrong. So, I was playing that today, or not today, yes, 2 days ago. And we ended up fighting a creature that was able to regen itself slowly but surely. And if it ever downed it, or brought down to its knees, basically brought down to zero, it would have a moment where the next turn we get to, or with it, it would regen the missing HP. Well, not all the missing HP, but like a good chunk of it. And it would then stand up again with, all the HP back. And the main idea behind that fight was you're meant to have like a specific element in order to defeat it to permanently keep it down. We didn't have that damage type. So instead, we had to burst that fucker down, like, the first time, which was the hardest. The second and third times weren't that bad. Yeah. And I ended up tanking up a ton of fucking damage that I probably didn't need to tank, but also, like, fucking worth it. And the reason being is that I'm a tank build. And like by tank build, I mean like an actual tank build that isn't just thick. I'm thick, but I also do get the attention, the enemies, and everything on me specifically. So I get to live the equivalent of my what the. Thanks, Lantern, for quietly announcing your presence here to the stream. Totally didn't see you there. Or hear you, for that matter. I really gotta change that sound. Like, I need to make it like me screaming or something. Just a solid... Ah! So that every time it happens, I know like I'm getting a sub. But hi, Lantern. I hope you're having a good day today. I say that, but like, I was talking to you earlier, so like, I kind of know how bad or good your day is going. So like, at the very least, you know, I know you're doing okay at the very least. But what are you up to today? You're still doing rivals. You're still working towards getting a lordship. Sorry, I'm also staring at a U-word. So if you see me staring down, it's because I'm quite literally staring down at the U-word, mixing it up and to try and eat it. Yogurt. I have to ask, on the process of you getting lord, what has been your best match so far? You probably had several good matches, but like, what one, in your opinion, would be the best one? You probably don't remember that, admittedly, because I'll be honest, if you're doing a ton of matches, you're kind of just grinding. Alternatively, if you can't answer that question, what you could do is tell me things you like about Jubilee and things you don't like in regards to their kit. When it comes to their design and everything, I think, I mean, you probably still talk about that ultimately, but I'm specifically talking about the actual like, kit. Do you think it's implemented well? Implemented not well? Certain parts could do with a touch-up, certain parts could do with a nerf, etc. Shit, that music is loud. That music is loud for me. God damn. Because it hits that quiet, loud, quiet, loud. Sorry if I'm also crunching into the microphone. The microphone just picks up everything. And picks up all my mouth stuff, which is unique. So if you have like a weird anti-eating into microphone thing, mute the stream for now. You ended up getting all that? So you got most of the limbs, most healing, most assists, and you got a quadra all at the same time. Well, maybe not all at the same time. But, you know, you got all that in one match. Also 16 final hits too, but I don't know. As someone who's only played very, very little of Rivals, what is the value of the final hits? Because in my head, I'm not sure as to what the purpose behind that specific statistic is. So final hits is 1-0. Fight then. Because that's something that I've never understood in regards to the final hits. Because the few times I have played, I've had people say like, "Oh, Deadpool, you're so bad. You don't have any final hits or whatever." And I'm like, "Who cares? We fucking won, you loser." Like, they immediately start talking about my performance, but like, who cares? We won. I'm a healer. If I'm getting final hits, then sad to say, the fucking DPS, tanks, and well, that's really just it. Really, are not doing their own jobs. Like, that's a bad sign. If I do get final hits, great. But I shouldn't be. My main thing should be like, I'm keeping people alive and I'm tanking damage. Because if I'm taking damage and I'm healing it off, you know, it ends up working out. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's killing someone from 100 to 0. Yeah, exactly. Like, Spider-Man should have a ton of final hits because he would be diving my ass. But if he's fucking struggling to kill me, well, you know, because that's the thing that I experience as Deadpool specifically is whenever I'm playing him as a tactician, is that whenever I get dived by certain divers, they really do not do much. Like, I don't know why. DD, who the fuck's DD again? Is it the dinosaur? Who's DD? Oh, give me a second. Sorry, I don't see those because of the thing I have. It's specifically if something's being if something is being auto-modded, it holds it from the actual chat here. Well, that and also you said slap his booty specifically. So, you know, be like that. Oh, wait, before I forget, Lantern, are you free later today? Or are you going to be locked in Rivals? Because I have your undying attention right now, so, you know, I might as well use the time to ask you questions. And by free, I mean, like, are you, like, gonna be, like, hella locked in is what I probably meant. Ah, okay. Right. I get you. 11 p.m. was like fucking 6 p.m. for me. Or 6 a.m. Well, no, I think it's like 4 a.m. It's a time zone. Okay, no, I just had to ask because I have things I want to ask you about art and stuff. Because, I'm trying to spend today, like I did try to spend all fucking weekend to draw. So it's a little rough because every time I seemingly like attempt to draw, I just get stonewalled on a number of things. Technically, nothing stops me from pulling up the tablet, pulling up the drawing client, and then start drawing now. But I don't know. I feel like having my attention split between drawing and then talking is not going to be exactly beneficial to me. Especially since, like, I might see someone come in, talk, or say something, and then I'll be like, I must respond. You know, the usual just chatting bullshit. But yeah, okay, as long as I at least know that, we should be fine. Because like my hand isn't as wonky anymore. I probably should change my status in Discord just to reflect that, but I keep forgetting. That's really just it. I just keep forgetting to do that. Hello, Zephyr. Welcome in. Yeah, the hand and the wrist is like normal again. I don't know. It took a fucking while for it to feel like normal. Though I can still feel like the ever so slight like fatigue, not fatigue, but extra effort it takes to do that with the index, middle, and thumb. Yeah, welcome back in and welcome in. Hope you're having a good day today. Or at least are trying to. I'm going to sneeze. Bear with me. Okay, I'm good. Oh, God, pardon me. I should probably change the statuses of saying all on Discord about that, but I tend to be lazy about that. And I have every time this stream is just to just talk. It's the classic just chatting stream where I just talk and that's about it. That's the purpose of it. Zephyr. Zephyr? I'm just gonna call you Zephyr. I'm not really too sure how to really say it again. I kind of forgot. So I'm sorry. That's okay, Lantern. You can zone out. It's fine. You can take it easy and put your feet up and have a good little relax. But I will say, if you're not really super interested in just the just chatting part of this, you can get up and leave. I genuinely do not care. It's all about your own comfort and everything. So I would encourage you, if you are here for other reasons and you're not really getting with that, go be more, do things you want to do. The short side of it. I could do a big long rant about it, but yeah. You don't know how to pronounce your own username. You know what? Fair. Honestly, fair. That is a absolutely based take where it's just like, that's just my name. I don't know what the fucking say. Zephyr. Sorry, I had to sit and think about that because whenever I said foyer, all I could think of was like the front porch door thing. Or is it the front room? Whatever. The foyer of like a building. And all I could think of was like with Z foyer, it was like a Z-shaped foyer itself. And I don't know if a building has that. Would be amazing if it did. But yeah, this stream is specifically a just chatting stream where I try and talk to the community or anyone who comes in realistically to, you know, just talk about your days, talk about the week, talk about things I've gone through this week. Well, this past week, not this current week. This week hasn't happened yet. And just kind of hang and chill. Consider it like almost like a one-on-one type of thing, but it's not really like super one-on-one. It's very much like a one on all. That came out really. That didn't really seem like come out like a very smart, did it? It'd be fine. What was I saying before? Yes, I was talking about my own TDRP session, the first one, and then I'll be talking about the second one. We ended up dealing with this fucking fuck-ass ferrofluid creature. No, mind you, we're all level 20, so we're like capstone right now. Who was speaking its own language at us, but one of us did understand what it was saying. And it was basically just trash talking us and calling us like lowered life forms, because it was a being that was very like out there in regards to like what it was. Because to give proper comparison, most of us are mortal lineages or races, whatever way you want to call them. So like what you would kind of expect on average. Although two of us are technically like weird offshoots of other like not mortal races, but they're mortal, but they're not from the same planet. I don't know what to refer to them as. I forgot the specific term that's used in the book. But this creature that we were fighting anyway, kind of referred to us as like insects. You know, actually like something to study and to get like the tweezers catch us and be like, aha, I will pin you to the wall and just, you know, work away at you and do shit. And there's a room within the building that, hilarious, this building is also shaped like a UFO, so it's very circular. There's a room located inside of it where there is supposedly hostages that it took from before. Whether or not those hostages are still alive, I don't personally know. So it's a little bit harder to say. But at the very least, with this, my character's, I won't say a goody two shoes, but he is very much like saving people. What I'm talking about is my previous tabletop role-playing session that happened on Saturday. I was in the middle of talking about it at the time, so I'm kind of just finishing the thought. And if you haven't heard of a tabletop role-playing game before, it's, to be simple to explain it, it's basically D&D, but it isn't the Dungeons and Dragons system itself. You know, it's comparable. It probably is a good idea of like what it is. Though you've played the shit out of Cyberpunk, so like you should know about the Cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game. Like, why am I explaining that to you? But yes, I'm talking about that, partly just to, again, just talk about it. And because I don't know what else to really say whenever there's no one else here. It's a little hard to like do just chatting when it's just yourself, even though people say, oh, you should totally do just chatting, but it's like, why? So I'm doing it for a bit. Realistically, I don't know if I'll actually keep up this just chatting stuff. I'll probably end up doing like actual game streams again. Or maybe I just have a game that is able to be talked over. Hard to say. But at the very least, going back again. This spaceship we ended up going through, at least I'm calling it a spaceship because I think it was intended to be one that lost its like thrusters or whatever. It's meant to be like tied to like some sort of ancient void being race, because one of our players has like a pact with a being that I'm unsure of who or what it is. It's friendly, but I personally don't trust it because every time it's come to anything that is like very impactful or major. Major? Huh? What am I saying? I'm not that chill. In fact, this week might prove that I'll probably have no chill in truth. Hate to say, because I'm home alone and everything, so I have the ability to scream. I already screamed earlier. I'm not going to do it again, partly because people are actually listening now, and I feel like I might end up hurting the ears. So I'm not going to scream, but I am going to be a lot louder and a lot more energetic, hopefully. But I take the praise, and I appreciate it at the very least. Bear with me, I'm currently drinking a cup of tea. It's a big fat ass mug. Okay. Well, I will say this then. Cyberpunk, I'll probably only be playing, like, doing like one playthrough on. I could do multiple and everything, but I kind of have realized one thing about with Cyberpunk is that as I'm going through it, I do not feel like the Mystical Wonder that I did with Tainted Grail. And now, to give a comparison, Tainted Grail is a Arthurian mythos, so medieval fantasy game, which makes sense. I mean, like, the guy dressed as a knight likes medieval fantasy. Who'd be surprised? But the main thing I have with is that Cyberpunk feels like I kind of will end up just doing like the same build, even by accident, because there's no like game-changing weapons or like physical gear that I can wear. So I don't know if I'll end up I'll probably end up doing the finishing the one playthrough, man. I'll be playing it for a while. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do, but I'll probably end up finishing that one playthrough, and I'll probably done with Cyberpunk because I don't know. I don't see myself being able to like go, okay, I'm not gonna, or wait, no. I don't see myself being able to go, okay, I'm going to do like a full tank build that has a Thorns build where enemies hit me and then they take damage. Or I'm going to do like a full shield build where I run up and smack them with shields and all my damage comes from shields. Or I do a full bare hand brawler knuckle build where I just punch people to death. I mean, I can, but that's, you know, I can do that in Cyberpunk, but it doesn't feel like it's a committed path. If that makes any sense. I probably won't 100% it. The only reason being is that I don't really 100% games. I'm not like feeling like super psyched over. That's the only downside I have to say. Because I 100%. I have only 100%ed, at least based on Steam, like 2 games. But that's because back then I wanted to at least have the bragging rights of 100%ing a game. But realistically, I kind of also realized that I don't 100% games because that I feel like will suck any and all of enjoyment out of the game for me. And I typically hear this from like anyone who does like, oh, I 100%ed Minecraft, or I 100%ed 7 Days to Die, I 100%ed Mother 2. You know, like whenever they end up 100%ing these games, they end up going like, yeah, I really wish I hadn't done this. So like in my case, I probably won't end up doing that. Because like if 100%ing is very viable, then it's probably going to be easily done just through a normal playthrough. But if it's not viable, then it's not going to be doable through a normal playthrough, which means I probably won't really do that. Admittedly, even Tainted Grail, and I played this thing now like 3 times, I still haven't 100%ed it. I think I'm still missing like a fair few achievements, or at least, yeah, a few in-game achievements. But that's also because when I'm streaming it, there's like a certain point of like, I spend a very long time in Arc 1, I spend a very long time in Arc 2, sometimes I dip into the DLC, and then I get to Arc 3 and I'm like, I get the one thing I need to do done, and then I leave. So I don't end up doing everything I can in Act 3. Admittedly, I'm currently doing a playthrough where I do a passive HP regen. And that the idea behind it is like I just passively let my HP regen, and I can like do a berserker build because I'll be low HP all the fucking time. Yep, chicken blue cheese, chicken acquired. Sorry, I'm drinking a cup of tea again. Tried to drink that quickly, ended up causing it to go over my face. Fuck. Fell over my beard. God damn it. Most dignified. I will happily take that fucking title, no problem. But going back slightly, I probably won't do 100% on any games realistically. Again, mostly because I want to keep enjoying the games, but if I'm not able to 100% it normally, then I probably won't. trust me, I would be tempted to try and like 100% Cyberpunk, but if it, from what I understand, it's going to require multiple playthroughs. I don't know if there's a new game plus where I can like go back to the very start of the game with my current build and kind of just do it all over again. I don't know if it's that. I don't think it has like the new game plus mechanic. No, okay. Because I feel like there's, because I don't have the DLC. It costs money, and I'll be upfront. I just don't have that money on hand, so I only have the base game. But I could do another save, but that's the issue, is that the first save I do, I feel like the game doesn't have enough juice, for lack of a term, to have another playthrough on. Like, the gameplay is going to be kind of the same. There's not, I'm going to have the same difficulties, or not difficulties. I'm going to end up doing the same stuff, probably crashing into the same places and everything. Like, it doesn't feel like there's extra juice there. It's not a bad thing, because I feel like Cyberpunk is definitely a game that everyone should at least play once to at least experience it. Because I only ever did like the first main mission, and whatever, like up until the Takamura stuff. And like the fact I did the Takamura thing last stream was, well, new content for me. So like, hey, I actually got these, so I got to see something new. Plus the bit with Judy and everything. So I am seeing new content and everything. So I'm actually like going in with like still relatively fresh eyes, because I've seen spoilers and everything, but out of context, a lot of those spoilers were mostly just like interacting with certain NPCs and doing certain things with them that I'm not going to be doing on stream. You know what I'm talking about. Because I have no interest in them at all. But at least like with, you know, Tainted Grail, it feels like I could always do stupid shit and actually like have something interesting out of it for my own self. Yes. Aren't all endings with Johnny? Well, I don't think I visited one. I think. Wait. No, I have definitely visited one as per the main mission. I'm assuming it's visiting one outside of the main mission one, because I could not avoid that. Actually, maybe I could have avoided that. Oh, okay, so it's... Then that makes me wonder if I'm fucked or not. Because I did some thinking about it, and I imagine throughout the story and everything, I'll probably end up actually like forming a bond with Johnny in So Much You Perform. And in the back of my head, I'm kind of sitting here thinking that have I done a quest called Chipping In? I don't think I have. I did the one where you go and get like the information for Evelyn, and you like go to the place that she worked at and then that resulting second option of where she ends up. I did that one, but I haven't, to my knowledge, done anything else. So I have to wonder. I don't know if I've done it then. And it's hard to say because I feel like some of the side jobs I've done, they've just been very much side jobs, and there's been very little like story relevance to them. So I think I'm okay on that front. But do try to like avoid giving me too many spoilers about it. It's not that I'm not really too fussed about the spoilers and everything. It's not that I'm like, sorry, I'm trying to like figure out how the fuck to say this. It's not that I'm too fussed about spoilers or anything, but it is kind of like I have to be kind of careful because I feel like if I get too much information, then I'm like, oh, I don't have to do it anymore. Like, I don't have to play Cyberpunk because I know all these different things, which ends up become like a thing. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm good. But I don't think I've done that one. So I think I'm good. Sorry, I'm waiting to see if another sneeze comes through or not. Ooh, okay. I personally do not have a Discord, but I do have a Discord server. And that is how I would want to effectively collect anyone who wants to be like, oh, hey, you're cool. How do I get in contact with you? It's like, Discord server. Finger, can you point right? Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, no, I'm fine. I don't personally give out my own like personal Discord and everything because I'm very weird about who I add as friends, because if I add you as a friend, I actually want to treat people as friends, which means I generally have to have like a good vibe and everything with them. The way to get to the Discord itself, you've been here now for at least 2-3 streams, so I think you have an idea of the kind of general vibes I am. I think I don't know if that's exact points or anything, because I'm trying to give a little bit of context. On Twitch, I do have a redeem where you can join the Discord for X amount of points. It's a lot for the normal one, but I think currently there's a cheap one going on. Let me just double check. Is that still there? Yes, it looks like it's still there. Part because I know that anyone who comes in early would probably want to get like into a Discord group or whatever to like coexist and chill, which is completely reasonable. But since I only just got affiliate like a while ago, I think it's like last month. Yeah, last month. I didn't think anyone would have had like a ton of points yet. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that, Zephyr. Because you redeemed the join Discord for 10 points, I am now going to ask you to politely have your Twitch Whispers open. And I will be sending you a Twitch Whisper. Once I make an invite link, bear with me. I don't have any mods or anyone else to do this, so I have to do this myself. Oh shit, misclicked. Hold on, bear with me. The reason why it's so awkward to do that and everything, there's a genuinely good reason. It's a little bit of a panic of mine. It's tied to the fact that nowadays there's a lot of bots. There's a lot of bots. And because there's so many bots just existing and everything, I kind of want to try and create a very like human only Discord, if that makes any sense. You know, where people can just hang and they aren't really worried about like, oh hey, we're gonna get random art DMs from a bot trying to like scam you or whatever. The only time that's ever like still like another concern is if someone's Discord gets hacked. Then fuck. But we have a thing for that. Just avoid the garden. Don't post in the garden. That's how you keep yourself safe. But since you redeemed the join Discord for 10 points at the deal, I will be messaging you in just a moment. I have to double check. SZFOYR. I think that is you. What's my message I have like pre-written for this? Assuming that has worked and that has gone through smoothly, you have now just received a Twitch Whisper with a Discord join link that has one use, which will take you to the rules, allowing you to go through that due process of reading through the rules, getting a role. It's very simple right now. I don't really have much fancy stuff on it, part because I just made this with another friend like the month of the affiliate being made, so you know. But that is the place where you can kind of hang. If you have anything you want to share that is like cool, you can put it in the dump channel. Yeah, I know it sounds a little bit disrespectful calling it the dump channel, but the dump channel is kind of like the Wild West within reason, where you can kind of like post anything and not really worry about people having issues with it. But if you do it in general, that's a little bit more different. General is very much a keep it kind of topical at the time. Really, there isn't very much that goes on. It's a very small community so far, so everyone's kind of like doing their own stuff, which is fine. And if you end up finding any art or anything that you think is very cool, you can share it in the art channel itself. Do be aware if you end up posting multiple links that show off different images or are if you post multiple links that show off different images, but they're all related to each other, it will create a thread for each of them. And because it creates a thread for each of them, it can get a little spammy. So just, there's no rules against it. You can fucking do it. But it's just more of a, be aware on the off chance you might end up annoying yourself. Because I noticed that you could easily just post a picture, and create a thread for each one. And the intent is mostly like, if you want to discuss like who made it, how they made it, or anything else, or you know, maybe it's just something that you like, the thread is there to talk about the image itself. Because I know that at some point in the future, people will start talking quite a bit about the art stuff. Yeah, exactly that. As you can see by the example, you have gotten your roles and everything, so I have to make sure to give me 1 second. Remove the unverified role. This should be automated, but we're working on it. So now you should be properly integrated. Yes, I saw, and I also see that. Is that Peter Griffin? Is that Peter Griffin drawn as a character from Limbus Company? You play Limbus Company, don't you? You play as like knockoff Roland, or it's not you play as him. You like knockoff Roland, don't you? I know what you're like. I know who you are. Wait, why did I point straight at the screen? There we go. I know what you're like. I know your kind. I played Limbus Company too, and then I ended up stopping for personal reasons. Because I also know who that artist is. Well, I know as in I know of them, not that I know them personally. Because I know surprisingly like a few artists who are like actually like, oh wow, they're actually big. It's always kind of scary. So I have to be very careful with my wording and everything. Honestly, I can't fucking blame you. Because if I pull up my Steam right now, hold on. My Limbus was at like 615 hours the last time I played, and that was back in March. Wait, did they add another? They added an LCE Dimension Ripper Ego for Yi Sang? You fucking serious? Yeah, I grinded the game. I did the thing where I played the game too much and kind of kind of messing myself with it. They haven't really added anything super amazing. They added those two new IDs, the Walpurgis one, and then the Dimension Ripper e-sign, but that's nothing, it's not a new upgraded charge ID. Well, no, it's probably a charge ID, because I imagine that all its shit is like charge stuff. Yeah, it's all charge. Charge and rupture. But yeah, I played mostly with the charge teams. So you'd have your, oh god, what do you call the fucking IDs? Oh, I don't remember them. I have not played Twinning Threads and Experience. I have not played those games. It's the first time I've ever heard of them, to be honest. What the fuck? My hands just bugged out through me. Sorry, I'm still kind of like laughing to myself that I saw one, Peter Griffin, and two, him as knockoff Roland. And I had to like take a genuine double take and be like, is that for real? No, the last time I played was March 13th, which I think was before Kanto 9 released. Yeah, I think so. Yes, that was before Kanto 9 released. I released in January. Okay, I didn't play Kanto 9. I just didn't play Kanto 9. Wait, no, I know why I didn't play Kanto 9. Because I was waiting for an event that would give me a reason to go through the story and get the rewards for like the event and everything. So I was waiting off on doing that. That's why I didn't play it and stopped playing basically at March. Mind you, there was a bunch of other reasons tied to why I stopped playing like Limbus Company in general. I want to say I love the game, but I'm gonna be direct. I kind of don't. The actual gameplay is not really interesting, and it didn't feel. It didn't feel like it was ever well balanced. it felt very vibed balance, which I know that's like maybe that company's entire thing, which is just vibe balancing. Whenever I actually want to like run a team and not have to use effectively the most meta teams available, it kind of kicks me in the teeth. Because in Lumbus Company, I use charge teams. So their main thing is like having a slow build up to like having a full on like steam train. So I need to survive. The downside is a lot of those fights later on I was getting into were like very much high burst damage in the first few turns, and you needed some way to fight against that high burst, which ended up basically pushing me towards using the Wu Pack. No, not the Wu Pack. Whatever ID that was for Faust. The rabbit one. I forget the specific name. Because that ID was horribly unbalanced. Haishu, yes, thank you, that's the one. Haishu Pack. It pushed me towards using that, but I didn't want to. So I kept running into a lot of fights where I was genuinely just being, well, stonewalled. Like, I couldn't progress no matter what. And really, I just had to keep gambling on getting good RNG, which didn't feel very fun to have basically every fight be down to a literal coin flip. You know, I'm kind of like going like a surprise coin flip, and the entire system is like coin flip IDs. Coin flip IDs? Coin flip mechanics. They have 3 charge IDs? What the fuck? I thought that was meant to be the Canto 9 was meant to be the Canto of Burning. Why the fuck does it have charge IDs? The fuck? But there was a bar like my... Oh, that was a joke. Okay. I was about to say, what the fuck? But what was I saying? Oh, Burn season was a joke. I don't know. The community I was in was fucking... Okay, so that's the other issue I had. The community I was a part of in regards to like the Lumbus Company thing, it wasn't like a Lumbus Company exclusive community. It was a community within another community. The PNet community, which is a community for a system known as Lancer, another TTRPG. And they had a subsection for specific Lumbus Company. How do I put this? That community was batshit insane. That's me being nice about it, because we were trying to talk about like Lumbus and stuff. I know it makes sense to have Lobotomy Corporation and the other one, Library of Ruina, in there as well, compact it all. But the issue is that people kept posting Roblox, fan fiction, fan headcanons, and they were kind of going a little bit batshit insane after a point whenever Canto 9 was taking forever to come out. And it really put me off the game, because I couldn't really form any of my own opinions about stuff, because, you know, I would go in there to ask about the fights and everything, and I would say, like, the fights don't feel balanced. And one of the big issues I kept running into was that they kept saying, like, no, it's balanced if you use this one specific setup, this one extremely meta tactic, this one extremely meta build, and everything else. And it kept reading to me as, I'm playing the game wrong. The game does not want me to have fun, which seems counterintuitive whenever you look at it as a game. So that community kind of ended up putting me pretty badly off it. I don't know if I'll actually return to it. Admittedly, I probably won't return to it, because also it took fucking forever to get anything done. Like, going through the mirror dungeons and everything, and waiting for hard mode and everything was just pulling teeth. Like, why do they have to hard log the mirror dungeon? Why, or not hard log, why do they have to story lock the mirror dungeon for the hard mode? Why can't they just leave it up until you do the next thing and just make it so that people can't get past it? They aren't completely fucked. Because I don't want to do 3 runs through normal mirror dungeons because that takes so much fucking time. And the game is already long enough in regards to some of the combat encounters that you go through. No, I mean, I had a very meta charge team for all intents and purposes. Like, I had Faust, Dawn, Rodion, Otis, sorry, I should probably give the actual names. I had Cracker Corp. I don't remember the fucking name for this one. Hold on, I need to like bring up the wiki so I can actually like, tell you what IDs I was using for my actual charge team and everything. So I had Faust as... Oh, where is it? Multi-crack office. I had Dawn as the magical girl one with the specific ego too. I had Rodion as the night one with the sinking night thing. Here we go. Here's an actual list of like all the IDs that an easy to like see thing. Give me a second while I'm gonna sneeze again. Okay, I'm good. I had Crack Office Faust. I had Name 11 Hate Don Quixote. I had Red Eyes and Penance Ryoshu. I technically had W Core Hong Lu, but I did switch to Reindeer Pack Hong Lu. But Hong Lu kept fucking killing my own people, so I went back to W Core. Heathcliff. I did have Crack Office Heathcliff, and then I ended up going to W Core Cleanup Agent Heathcliff. Didn't have Ishmael. I had the sword sharpened with tears Rodion, or the Crying Knight Rodion. One of the best IDs. Great, love it. Obviously W Core Otis with the Dimension Ripper Ego. And that was like I think my entire team, because I think that was my like all 7 slots. The IDs were anything tied to like that gave me extra charge or whatever, so I don't remember specifics, but basically it was at the time the most meta I could get. I think I was working towards grabbing AED Gregor at one point as well, but my issue was Gregor was probably like one of my weakest, like one of my like untouched ones, because I think AED didn't come out until after I kind of stopped playing. Yes, it definitely came out after I stopped playing, and I kind of just accepted that I'm not going to get it. Otherwise, I probably would have swapped W Hong Lu for AED Gregor. Wait, what was the 3rd month? Hold on. Because it says it dropped in the 3rd month on the 19th. I don't know my months off by my top of my head. January, February, March. I stopped on March 13th and it dropped March 19th. So a week after I stopped playing is when that dropped. And like since I committed to like not playing it anymore, I kind of didn't return. If I am to ever return, I'm probably going to be having like a lot of like extra charge IDs that I can work with. Realistically, what I'll probably end up doing is replacing Hong Lu and probably Dawn. No, I don't think I'll replace Dawn because she has a lot of burst potential. I think it might be Faust, but that's gonna be a kick in the teeth in regards to like sustain. it might be just W replacing Dawn. But yeah, trying to go through like any of the content post like Kanto 8 or anything, again, like or just doing any of those fights, it was very much like tearing my hair out. I did not enjoy the game after a point. If I do, I will probably end up actually doing like one stream of it to be like, hey, I'm playing the game again. And that'll probably end up being more than enough. But my own main issue is that with the revisit to it, I'm probably gonna take my time at least, because there's one core, like there's one thing right now that would make me return if it were to suddenly drop. And it's gonna be really fucking self-explanatory. So if you remember, was it Kanto 7? No, I think it was Kanto 8. Whatever Kanto it was that was hung loose, there was a specific cutscene near the end of it where it showed off the different factions that wanted to invade that corporation or that section at the time to, you know, acquire the tech and everything and acquire it all for themselves. Well, it was Kanto 8, okay. There was one specific faction who had big fucking pickaxes and knight suits. I think it was like Section 8 or something. Core X. All I remember was they were specifically X. And their specific design that I saw from the cutscene, I went, like, gimme, I wanted that. We obviously didn't fucking get it, or maybe we'll get it later. But that would be the only reason why I would return to the game. Because also, I imagine by the time we actually get that ID, or those IDs, the game will have a lot of like other stronger IDs, and maybe then I could just use them that would allow me to get past all the content I'm having a problem with. I'm just hoping they're going to be also charged, because if there's something else, I'm so fucked. Because I like charge, because it's, I don't know, it's Unga, it's fun Unga Bunga. Like, I kind of just fight, and I just clash. I don't have to think about fighting the game. The downside is that I remember Kanto 9 having a weird mechanic where you can do extra bullshit with the coins and everything. Because also, Unbreakable Coins was something that was kicking me in the teeth because I couldn't fight against it, and I didn't know how to fight against it, and I fucking hated it. I know there's a thing in Kanto 9, or sorry, Kanto 8 that allows you to fight the Unbreakable Coins, but like, I'm sorry, there's too many Unbreakable Coins in the meta. The fucking worst addition to the game is Unbreakable Coins. Even if we have it, I still wish we didn't. Because, yeah, clashing well should be the thing that you should do. But also the game's balanced where the numbers keep going up. It's lazy balancing is my main thing. Yeah, I'm kind of bitching about how the game's balanced because it doesn't feel like there's any good consistent balance. But that's just me. And because I thought Kanto... Heathcliff's Kanto was like the best in regards to what difficulty felt like and what you had to do. Kanto 6, 7... Yeah, it was just 6 and 7. Really upped the damage, and I'm sorry, I did not like it. It really made it like a lot harder to like have fun and not be like, okay, my head is hurting doing this. Because even if you're like most well-intentioned plans, they could still fail because of the coin mechanics. Because you still have a 5% chance of failing, but if you fail, it fucking snowballs so fucking much. So it's rough for me, at least, because my main thing is mostly like, you know, if I'm going through it, I don't want to be struggling. You know, like there's a certain limit to like going through all that I'm like, yeah, on. But I mean, I'll live. Like, I'm not really going back to the game for a while at least, and unless they bring in the X IDs. Oh, God, I keep forgetting what they're called. I forget what that specific faction was called at the time. Damn, I don't remember. Well, whatever that faction was, if they bring that into the game, will probably end up bringing me back because night aesthetics and everything else. My main thing is like, I don't know if it's the Shu branch, because I remember it being, it's not like a, God, hold on. I can probably actually like look it up and get like an actual de facto answer rather than being like humming and hamming. It is X Corp. It is literally the X Corp. X Corp is one of the 26 Fuck, I immediately fucked that up. X Corp is one of the 26 wings of the city, overseeing District 24. X Corp is in the western quarter of the city and is known for its durable alloys and excavation sites. X Corp's alloys are widely known for their durability and can be expensive or otherwise hard to come by due to their reliability in the construction of items. X Corp's excavation sites have the unique property of containing finished products instead of just natural materials, with items like super alloy microwaves and car tires being found during excavations. Super alloy microwaves? The excavation sites within District 24 are commonly referred to as hellholes due to the monsters that live within them. These monsters are highly dangerous, requiring those excavating items from the sites to hire fixers or have experience with combat themselves. Fixers are also commonly hired commonly hired to excavate items themselves and are able to rent excavation gear for their contacts. The excavation sites within nests are typically managed and protected by organizations directly affiliated with the wing, such as the District 24 Advanced Excavation Fellowship and the X Corp Allied Guardians. X Corp also extracts or produces tools that can be used for many purposes. These tools are then available for purchase in other districts. When the new hierarch of H Corp was in the process of taking the throne, X Corp was one of the several wings that were prepared to start a wing war to fight over who gained control over District 8. However, Hong Yong's new hierarch completed her ascension before the war had a chance to begin, and X Corp, as well as the other factions involved, returned to their districts. It was X Corp. Because they had like a very knightly order aesthetic, because they had their big fuck off pickaxes, spears, things. They were blue. I'd show the image, but I'm trying to figure out how to like do that in OBS again. It's been a hot minute. Yeah, I don't remember how to do that, so I'm not gonna spend more time. But yeah, it's that specific faction, and I mean, like, look at me. Why would I not want that faction? I was also very interested in the not the exact top left, but like the top left, but it's the one next to it, the dark blue one. That faction I was actually very interested in as well, but I forgot their name. And also, I'm sorry, Limbus Corp already has like a lot of Eastern Asian things that I kind of like immediately like. I kind of lost interest over time. I know it's a Korean game, but like still, wait, is it Korean? Yeah, Korean. I was about to say, did I fucking like accidentally nationalize a game? But yeah, like it's a Korean game, and I know like the shit I just said was like really fucking stupid, but like it already has all that. I'd rather them like, try and do something different, because there are 3 things. What the fuck, my arms spazzed out. There are 3 things that they do consistently in that game. 1, they keep everyone's face out. Like, you don't really ever get to cover a character's face. Two, they put everyone in suits. Every single goddamn fucking getup I see is a suit. The only time they haven't done a suit is whenever it's like the older IDs. Like, oh god, the hobo one for Heathcliff. God, what do you call it? Heathcliff. Sunshire. Like, more often not, all the fucking, like, clothing options in this game, Sunshire, yes, that's the one, are just suits, and were just normal day-to-day clothes, which makes sense, but also, there's a limit to how many suits I can go, okay, well, the design of the actual clothing here is very boring. Like, I was kind of like, oh, Heishu Pack are kind of interesting because they aren't suits. But then it was, like, I think a straight season of just only Heishu Packs. And I think we're still getting some Heishu Packs still. And I think the Kanto 8 was the only one where it kind of had, like, some extra breakaway from stuff. But it still brought back suits. So, you know, kind of end up going like, fuck, more suits. God damn it. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Except for the middle, but they're like half suits where they've got dress pants, and they clearly do have like actual like suit upper body stuff. Suit jackets is the word I was looking for. Because like, they've got like military fatigues, suits, and then kimonos slash whatever the specific word for traditional Korean clothing is. I don't remember what it is specifically, but they haven't really done anything that is just, oh, hey, we're doing like full on like mecha suits or night suits or covering a character's face. Like, they haven't done that. I think they've only covered one character's face as a part of a power-up mechanic. I think it was a Hong Lu. Was it K-Corp? I think it's K-Corp, because you can get him powered up and it covers half his face. But everyone has their face out, which, sure, makes sense. It keeps the characters recognizable and everything. But I don't know. I feel like if you're better at like designing your characters to have a more unique silhouette and everything, you can cover the fucking character's face. Is it? I thought Hong Lu also had a K-Corp ID. It's the one that allows him to like die and then get back up again, and then die and then get back up again. It's H-Corp. My mistake. Yeah, it's definitely H-Corp. Because it's the green one, which is probably the H-Corp one. But I kind of just want them to do more out there IDs and stop doing the same like aesthetics, only because I know they can do better. I know they can do better. Like, I fully have the expectation that they can do so much more. Oh, H-Corp is where he's from. Right. Okay. But I know Project Moon can design better fucking IDs and better fucking silhouettes, but they're too fucking scared to. Because they're trying to like appease all the fucking fans who are soot sloppers. So fucking stupid. And I know a lot of this shit is hearsay to a lot of the fans that actually might listen in. But look, I feel like also with the drama that happened in the past in regards to the Olympus Company, the fans have no footing to talk about anything. So, you know. Which is also like one of the reasons why I kind of like stopped playing Olympus Company, because there was multiple reasons. The biggest one was that the community I was a part of at the time was really just making it kind of just suck, because they kept posting their weird headcanons and fan fictions and everything, and it's like, can we not theorize about something until we actually get the information? Like, we can always go, oh, hindsight, we should have seen it, but it's like, no, we couldn't have seen it, because for all intents and purposes, we didn't have the front sight in the first place. And it made it very like annoying, because like there was a point where it was like just headcanon fan fiction, and there was someone who was role-playing as Carmen at one point and trying to roleplay as Hong Lu, which was really uncomfortable. But also, like, I can't really tell someone, hey, stop doing that, because I was just a member. I wasn't like an admin or anything. Like, trust me, I probably will end up going back to Lemons Company at some point, but unless the gameplay changes in any significant way to be more enjoyable, it isn't just a literal coin flip, and or if I just get more IDs that are just a broken OP, sure. But the game is... I don't see it improving anytime soon. Because I snowball to death very often. That's why I have like 600 hours, is that I kept restarting fights over and over and over. I think it legitimately took me about 50 tries in order to beat Kanto 7. Sorry, no, not Kanto 7. Kanto 6 with the final boss. And also the sub-final boss, or sorry, penultimate boss. Kanto 7, it was so many tries that I genuinely forgot. Like after I think like 80. So you know, there's only a limit to like how many times I can take a beating before I genuinely just stop. Especially since like that game isn't a skill game. I can't outskill the coin flip. Like there is no way to outskill that. And if I were to outgimmick it, it would have taken extra time, because I would need specific IDs in order to like do the gimmicks. And that's the issue, is that I didn't collect IDs for gimmicks. I collected IDs because I'm like, oh, this is the team theme I want to run, so I'm going to. And you know, it's funny because I play Fate Grand Order, which many call worse in gameplay, but like you can actually theorize and strategize with that. Yeah, no, the banner, like the actual like gacha part of it is like, who gives a fuck? It's so not an issue. Like especially once you get like a season or two under your belt, you have that like passive, like shards built up that you can just kind of grab whatever ID you want whenever it comes out with the new season, and you'll just end up getting more fucking ID shards anyway. You really do not give a fuck. The actual fucking gambling is the fucking gameplay itself. Whether or not you succeed in the coins and end up having any way of winning, fuck. Which is why I probably abused the fuck out of Rodion and love and hate Dawn, because even if their Sandy was below 0, they still did fucking work. Like they didn't fucking snowball to death, which was like, honestly, they were the only things keeping me relevant in the combat. But after a point, they started getting fucking blown up. And the rest of my team would have already been blown up by the time they get blown up. Like, it would have been like turn 2 or 3. Everyone else is blown up because they are positive IDs only. And then Dawn and Rodion would still be alive because they might have won with the negative IDs and everything. But then they would also get blown up, or at least chipped down to the point where they can't recover. Because to my knowledge, there is no way to like clear statuses that if you've gained a ton of them. Well, I think there is one way, but only it's like a self-clear. So it doesn't work like in the AoE team thing. So you can't like get a ton of bleed stacks or get a ton of sinking stacks or get a ton of rupture stacks, clear it, and still be able to keep fighting. So you kind of just have to like eat that and kind of be like, well, I'm gonna fucking sacrifice a unit that I wanted to fucking use, and I just gotta live with it. If it's not obvious, I actually like when my blurbos or my characters don't fucking blow up. Because it's like, oh, hey, like, it's nice to have them actually able to do their shit and actually like pop off. They can die after like a very meaningful fight, but I don't know, fucking all those fights end up just blowing me up. Well, I think also there was a few egos that could clear statuses, but I think they were only... I think it was Mersault who had one. Because I know he had like the was it the presence ID or something else? Basically, my main issue is that there was no proper support egos or IDs that would allow you to like clear certain problems by just using it. Because the penalty of using those egos is that you have to spend sanity, you have to spend the ego resources, and you have to commit a turn to it. And that turn may or may not be damaging or not. And I'm gonna be honest, if it's all damage and you're clearing statuses, that's already a risk anyway. But the fact that it doesn't have those status clears means that the damage stacks up even more. And because they stack up even more, you kind of just snowball to death. And you might say, oh, but you can read the abilities. The issue is that unbreakable coins still apply statuses. And even if it's like 1 to 2, 1 to 2 gives a lot of power for the enemies, especially if they're built around that status, giving them power. Which means that it's effectively a loss, even if you win the fucking coin flip check. That's why I think unbreakable coins was probably the start of the problem, no matter what. Because once they start bringing it in, that means there was guaranteed damage, there was guaranteed statuses, and there was guaranteed like additional sanity loss mechanics that you have to live with. And eventually the enemy would be able to peel back a losing fight into a winning fight because of DOTs. And because of that, it meant that if you weren't actually able to deal with it, or even if you were reading with it, you'd still be risking like the loss of a potentially very important unit to your overall team setup. Which for me was typically fucking Faust. Because if Faust ends up blowing up, it means I lost Fluid Sac. Which, yeah, you might say, oh, he's a person who uses Fluid Sac. Oh, he's inexperienced. It's like, it's also the only fucking consistent sanity and HP healing in the fucking game. There's a bunch of other HP things, but it's the sanity gain that I'm looking for. Yeah, Fluid Sac is genuinely a very strong ego because there are no other egos that do what it does. And also, Faust's specific the T slot. Sorry, I'm trying to get the other hand to like come up right now. Hold on. The T, come on, other hand. Come on. The T slot, whatever that is. Was a very, very competitive slot for her specifically, and effectively everyone else too, admittedly. Because if you're running a charge team, you'd want to run the telepole. No, it's not T Corp. It's the actual like ego T spot. It's the one that has the letter T. I don't remember what it's officially called. But that slot specifically had a lot of egos that were very, very important and very good for like a lot of builds. And you kind of, if you were running Faust, you had to have that fucking Fluid Sac because it's sanity gain. It was free sanity gain. Yeah, no, not telepole. It's the actual slot where telepole went into. Yes, Teth, that's the one. Teth. I guess I should have says like the category of egos that was called specifically T. I couldn't remember what the actual T was, but yeah. But the Teth slot was, for Faust at least, and for many of the other characters, extremely competitive because they have a ton of IDs in that fucking slot. Because they don't want to give us like anything stronger. They don't want to give us Zane slots. They don't want to give us WoW slots. And if they do give us WoW slots, they're going to be really, really destructive that kills your fucking character. Well, actually, I think the Hung Lu one wasn't a WoW. It was a something else. I think it was Zane. Let me just double check so I'm not talking to my ass. Because there's a very high chance I would be talking on my ass if I'm not careful. No, it was WoW. Tears of Tarnished Blood Hung Lu, the one you get from his own season. Because that kills him. And sure, it gave like a bunch of buffs to everyone, but like I don't like doing sacrificial lamb tactics because that is kind of boring. Because I actually like the retreat mechanic because it takes people off the field and everything, but only the Haishu, to my knowledge, and maybe some other IDs, have that mechanic. And I fucking hate whenever my units already die because I'm not running like a full team that actually have like good synergy. I'm running like the main core team that's on the field, and then I'm running a bunch of side team people that buff that team. So that side team are not actually charge IDs typically. They're typically giving them extra healing or damage or SP things. Oh, he's only good for it if he's using Lord? Ah, it's even more embarrassing. So that even reinforces the point that to use certain like really high risk egos, you have to use specific IDs, which I don't like doing. Like if I'm running a specific team and I want to use an ego, then I feel like a lot of those egos need to be useful. Because like, yeah, if he's using Lord, that means it's a Rupture ID. Well, it's a Haishu Pack ID, but it's also a Rupture ID. And I'm running not that, so there's no point in me having that goddamn ego. Because it revives. Right. So he dies and gets up again. Great. I mean, it makes sense in the story, but like, goddammit. But the other point being is that while I do like the game for what it does, there's so many fucking annoyances that add up that over time it kind of just takes me out of it. Like I really want to keep enjoying the game and having fun with it and, you know, doing all that. But if the game fundamentally is kicking me in the balls, then I'm not gonna have fun. Like, I don't know how else to phrase it except for it is kicking me in the balls. And I don't know, I'm not a ball kicker enjoyer. Funny thing is, I actually know someone who is. I forgot about that. Anyway, but yeah, that's my main issue with the game. Is like I feel like it's very vibe balanced, and it doesn't actually feel like it's taking into consideration what people actually might have. Which it's both a good thing but also a bad thing because it means that you get the vibes of like the fights and everything, but the fights are also then balanced around using like the most relevant teams. Like if it were balanced for effectively like using the base IDs with base egos that everyone gets, you know, I might be a little bit less bitchy about it because then it's like, okay, if the base team can fucking do it, even if there is like sacrifices, it means if I'm using other IDs that are actually like built to do their thing, I'd actually get through the fight with, you know, I'd say reasonable losses. You might say, well, if one character still alive and wins, then hey, they're good. The issue is that if other characters die, they take up the fucking slots. So I can't even like stack, I can't even do like a solo where one character gets like a ton of like turns. Because if all my team die and there's one guy left and he's like, oh shit, he doesn't get all the extra turns. He can't compete with the enemy who now has 7 turns. He has to eat, he can fight 1 turn and then he has to eat the other 7. If your characters were slowly but surely whittled down, but you got like extra turns to compensate for the characters being dead. But actually, I actually think that probably fixed my fucking issue altogether, to be honest. Because then I'd be more willing to do like the sacrificial lamb tactics. Because at least then it's like, okay, I can do a bunch of buffs early on and have like the backup team come in and actually be strong and still be able to keep up. Because whenever they brought in the fucking the knight boss with the tears in that one event during Walpurgis or Walpurgisnacht, I forget what it's called. She is the crying one, you know, the knight with tarnished, like with tarnished tears or sharpened with tears. She's blue. I forget what she's called. But whenever they brought her in, there was her own 4 turns. Sorry, I think it was 5 actually. But then there was a turn or 2 later where the actual fight started, and there was 3 swords that spawned. 2 had 1 turn and 1 had 2 turns. That is 9 fucking slots I have to fucking compete with. I don't know if she lost some turns in the due process. I genuinely can't remember because it's been a bit since I last played it. But going in with only 6 people at the time, and not 7 because I wasn't all the way up done in the canto. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. If it's not obvious, I do actually have a lot of reservations about how the game's balanced and everything, and it's not a bad thing, but it does reflect more on me as a player rather than reflecting on the game. Because other people get through it no problem and they end up managing it without any real issues or anything. But for me, it ends up being like an actual consistent issue and like a lot of the balancing and everything, because I don't know, when it comes to fighting a lot of stuff, I kind of seem to just run into these walls. And one might say, well, just read the abilities. Reading the abilities doesn't explain shit to me. Because half the fucking time it's using really specific wording that I actually have to like translate out of whatever language they're using, which is typically English, and then translate into a language I understand, which is also English, and then I have to translate into game mechanics and understand what the fuck the game mechanics mean. Hi, Emery, and I hope you're having a good day today. I actually hope you have been having a lot of fun at Offkai. I think today is the day you go back home. I think. Oh, you're on your last flight. No, you're fine. Please. Well, I mean, you can't really be safe because if you're on your last flight, you're already on the plane, I'm assuming. Or at the airport at the least. But either way, be safe. Thank you for coming in. I hope it was fun, and I hope you had a very, very good time. I'm just currently bitching about a game that me and Zephyr in YouTube chat both played. And yeah, you'll be fine. The post-convention blues hit everyone really hard, and like the best way to think of it is that it was good memories that you got to have. It wasn't going to be your new life. It was a, you know, like a sugary hit to your dopamine receptors. Or something like that. I don't really have a specific way to refer to it. But at the very least, it was a fun time, yes? Wait, I wonder, can I do this? Hold on. Oh my god, it does. Why does it let me sub to myself? Bingley. I swear I've shown you that image before. Have I not? That was one of the most earliest images I got, actually. I think legitimately, except for like my concept art, I think the made one was like genuinely like the first thing I got done. And I paid for that. Don't look at me like that. I can't believe I can fucking subscribe to myself on Twitch. What the fuck? Dude, you shouldn't look like that. It's weird. But, well, I guess if you're going to die happy now, may you rest in peace and happiness. I don't know, what do people say whenever someone passes away? I actually have no fucking clue. Oh, maybe I shouldn't talk about that, actually. I just realized contextually it's probably a bad thing. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, while you're here, Emrian, I do want to say at the very least, do not worry or do not feel bad about not being able to, like, sorry, I've got a frog in my throat all of a sudden, bear with me. Okay, good, I don't have the frog anymore. Don't worry about the fact you didn't get to treat Harry as an armrest for me. Ultimately, that was just a joke. And if you actually had done it or actually went through with it, I would hope that Harry would have at least, you know, been cool with it. But don't worry about it. It would have been really fucking funny. But even if you did it without the picture and everything, I think you did proper fine. Well, they do say that whenever you go to cons and the like, you will end up with like the con flu, which is almost always a thing that everyone talks about, because you're meeting with people who have like different immune systems, have gone with like different places and everything, and they've got their own specific germs and everything. So I fully wouldn't be surprised if you weren't sick with something right now. So you probably want to like maybe take a time to like whenever you get back home, obviously spend a day or two just like getting your own body back to being healthy, because for all intents and purposes you had met a bunch of people, you're contained in a flight with other people, you were in a big room with other people, and you were all breathing the same air, coughing the same air, sniffing, snorting, God knows what else. You're probably touching a bunch of like door handles and everything else that was like, you know, what A had and everything, so you're definitely gonna be sick. So like whenever you do get back home, do just take like a day or two to like genuinely try and recover, because your body's probably also like stressed out. You'll be fine. I mean, look, for all intents and purposes, Harry's probably got like a lot of stories to tell, because she probably met like 12 people or more. Oh, you have class. Best of luck to you. That's all I can say. That's all I can say on that front. So I do hope your health holds up then, at the very least. Also, I just realized I keep leaning forward and that my character keeps like doing like the whole thing. So I'm now sitting back with the microphone a little bit more closer to my mouth. I surprisingly have talked. Admittedly, this stream was mostly me ranting about Lumbus Company. Actually, now that I think about it. Be like that. Oh God, Emery, you better not have like done something that makes me genuinely have to put you like on the equivalent of like a list. Saying you're an adventurous drunk makes me go like, oh God, what the fuck did you do? Because if you're an adventurous person, that has a lot of fucking connotations that I'm not sure of if I should be worried or not. I also imagine Harry will probably be very sick too. Or will end up having like a day of sickness or something. Though I don't know if she's giving herself like a day of like recovery for post. Yeah, she is. Well, she's giving herself today, but tomorrow is the. She might end up having a bit of a crash in regards to her health, so we'll have to see. Just knowing the overall luck with like sleep and everything, because she's probably also I'll be honest, she's probably also going to be affected by the calm blues too, so I can only hope that she can get over that hump. But I'm surprised you went drinking too. Well, again, I guess a lot of people actually do drink. Oh, pardon me. Tell me more. You say you did shots off of a cosplayer's feet. I need context for that, random statement. Don't you try to get away from this. Trying to get away. Zephyr, Emrian here is apparently an adventurous person when drunk. And supposedly said that they had once done shots off of a cosplayer's feet. While I can respect the hustle and the want to do that, I'm just asking for context on who, when, and how. Well, I guess the how is with your mouth, because how else would you do a shot? I guess you could probably you probably don't need to say who it was, but you could say. Okay, there are two things that is very unique with what you said there. A Polaroid is like such a old way of taking a photo that seeing it in the wild made me stop. But then the fact that she acknowledged it and and signed it is like, holy shit, based. So you mean to tell me that you did a shot off of cosplayer's feet this weekend at Offkai, presumably while drunk? Because if you did that during while sober, fucking based, and you got a Polaroid of you taking the shot from their feet. I'm assuming it was at least from between their toes, because otherwise how the fuck would they bounce the fucking shot glass on their foot? And you have the image of it. Man, that's going to be a memory for years. Oh, you don't know who it was? That feels even more risky. Who knows where their feet could have been? Fucking... mind you, I am kind of like blowing it out of the water a little bit because it's kind of contextually funny, but realistically, hey, like, do what you want, have fun with it, but also he says, you're feeling sick. Bro, I think I know how you're sick. So, fit fungus. And you might say, oh, but she has clean feet. Cosplayers don't have clean feet. Unless they're a specific type of cosplayer, then it's like... The mechanical explanation, she poured the shot between her toes into my foot. Yeah, no, that's how you got fucking sick. I'm sorry, I'm blaming that for you being sick. Fuck all the being like reasonable stuff. It is specifically because of that. That's how you're fucking sick right now, or are going to end up being sick. That alone is the reason why you are sick. No, I'm not shaming for you. If they were also attractive and offered to do that to me, but it was non-alcoholic, I'd probably also take the option. Because it'd be funny. And also if I had a picture, like, I mean, realistically, if I were to go to a con, sorry, it's just seeing what Zephyr said kind of made me chuckle. All that fit fungus, hands yellow, heart red. Because the client I use doesn't show all the emojis. And if they are animated, it doesn't show them, it just shows a still frame. Like, if I were to go to a con, I'd go like this. Like, this is how I would look. Like, that's the only way I would ever go to any con. I wouldn't go as the guy behind it. I'd go as the guy currently you see. And I'd be wearing this fucking everywhere. To the toilet, to bed, to shower. No, maybe not that. I would be sweating up a storm though, but it'd be worth it. I just shower every day. It'd be fine. But I would do that. But also, I would also take the shot from between the cosplayer's toes like this because it'd be funny. Wouldn't do it as my normal self. I wouldn't have the fucking confidence. Voice crack included. But yes, 100%. I mean, realistically, if I were to be very down to earth, it is probably just the con flu, which means you probably caught some sort of like just the viral infection, like cold or whatever, and it's gonna like fuck you up for a day or two or a week or two because someone else probably had their own sickness and kind of just went to there anyway and infected everyone with it. However, it's way more funnier saying that it was the cosplayer foot shot that you ended up taking. Sorry, someone's messaging me in Discord. Yeah, right into the eye hole. Wait, my eye holes? No, it would go in my mouth. Yes, the area down here. because it's funnier if it hits the mouth and then just slides off the side of the head. Because then it's like you're not. That's just wasted. That's what makes it funny. In the actual eye holes would be like I'd be screaming. I'd be fucking getting blinded by whatever the fuck is in there in my fucking eyes. End up with fucking pink eye. Which wouldn't be a fun experience. But yeah, I hope whenever you get tested for it, it's genuinely just the equivalent of like just a cold or whatever. Because if it's somehow you manage to pull the fucking shit yourself forever disease, man, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for you. That's assuming you do. If you don't, then hey, you'll be fine. You'll live. I don't think you'd be made stronger for it though. I really think that whenever it comes to like, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I don't really fully agree with that half the time. I feel like if it's a bacterial infection, you're just lucky. Same with a viral one. Sorry, I'm currently looking at like who is currently like up and around to figure out who to raid later. Because we are hitting the 2-hour mark, and I'm hitting that point of ever so slight roughness on the voice. Again, I don't talk for very long periods of time, and I don't really talk with the purpose of talking, so I'm still relatively inexperienced in this. But I'm feeling that like natural fatigue in the throat and everything, and a little bit of roughness in it. Partly because the air here is now dry, but also cold. So the throat is feeling like a little raw, stingy, if that makes any sense. I will say, I can't wait to hear of your adventures from Harry's point of view and what the fuck you did there. Yeah, I know a round of meds should clear it, but I'd still be less inclined to you using meds because, again, assuming it's not like actually fucking disabling you or anything, I would imagine that the meds really just, it's like putting a plaster over a cut. It's not actually healing it, it's more just buffering it. Oh, you didn't. Oh, you really fucking missed some stuff. Your voice is definitely going to be a little bit raw. Well, you probably are fine right now, so what you're probably feeling is maybe then the throat is just like going, oh. It's a tired extra thing. So we'll have to see. Sorry, I'm still like looking at Twitch determine who I could raid. So today I want to try and do some art. Okay. Well, I mean, that's still fine. You probably still did other stuff. You smoke? Yes, I'm staring at you until you answer whether or not you smoke. Also to totally give my throat a little bit of a break. Chat, he isn't answering. Why would you not take your own cigarettes if you're on those types of events? Sure, my beard is now long enough again where it's catching in the microphone. So I have to do like the old man thing. Ah, you used to. Okay. Because I was going to say, like, I didn't take you for a person who would smoke. I mean, I know you're stressed out from studying and everything, but like, I still didn't think of you as someone who would have smoked. Obviously, you said you only smoke when you're drunk or in a specific social situation, which is like completely fair. Yeah, very crazy weekend. Brother over here doing a bunch of stuff he wouldn't do normally. But hey, all I'll say is, did you have fun? I wish it was a little bit more dramatic than that. I feel like my nose was itchy. I'm currently scratching it. As long as you had fun, then that's all that matters. Well, as long as you didn't end up taking like anything illicit or anything, I think you're also fine. No, I am not surprised that you are a stress smoker and not like a smoker for the sake of smoking. Because surprisingly, a smoke break being like a break you can kind of take at any point in time, which can be very useful if you are to weaponize it appropriately. Which is why I feel like everyone should be deserving of a smoke break and allowed to go smoke. But also not actually smoke. Because if you just say everything's a smoke break, you can do a lot of stuff. Emery, normally they refer to what the actions of what you did as called anxiety. Well, you're not wrong, Zesphere, that being a smaller streamer does allow you to have like a lot of like very personal, very random conversations. But that's kind of like, if I were to try and like form a community, it would be a two-way thing where ideally I could still have those conversations while I'm playing a game, but also I can kind of just like you know, the chat would interact with themselves, even though like right now it's Twitch on Twitch and then YouTube on YouTube. So like, you know, but hey, like you two can see each other what you're saying there, so you can technically have your own conversation. Sort of. But yeah, normally Emery, what they refer to as leaving yourself at the airport is known as being very, very anxious. I'm going to sneeze, or at least I feel it tickle my nose. Okay, I'm not going to sneeze. I think, oh, maybe, hold on. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just felt that little like dry tickle in the nose. I'm like, eh. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Open this. Pull this up. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I think we've been going on for long enough. My throat is hitting that point of like genuine wear and tear, like a rubber band where you keep like stretching it and like it heats up rapidly and then starts tearing and everything. That's how my throat kind of feels right now. Uh, honestly, that is how I am this week, where genuinely I'm just being me in the most aggressive way I can. Because I have no one here to tell me I'm being too loud, to tell me I'm like, being weird or anything. So like I get to really just kind of like take my shirt off and throw it into the crowd, even though the crowd is probably just no one else is there. I get to kind of like just be loud for the sake of being loud because, oh, trust me, I have screamed so many times. Just obviously not on stream. I screamed once at the very start, but like being able to scream and just talk to myself out loud and do all that shit without having someone else go like, "Who are you talking to? What are you doing? I came up here because I heard voices." It's like, can you fuck off? I'm only quiet because you fucking told me to be quiet. Sorry. If it's not obvious, I'm way more unhinged than the way I actually look. I'm chill and good vibes because I actually have to be. But I'm way more energetic than you would think. Downside, and that energy, that energy and that extra energetic personality I have gets suppressed so much because of who I live with. Because if I were to suddenly start doing it, they're gonna like rush over and be like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" It's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm actually trying to be me. Please piss off and just move on. And stop staring at me as like you're walking by. For fuck's sake. I hate that I can't live alone because fundamentally we just don't have the economy for it. It's fine. I'm fine. We are going to raid out though, because again, with the throat and everything, it's not that I'm bleeding or anything, it's feeling extra raw. So we are going to, I'm going to give y'all an option. Do we want to go to a streamer who is doing marbles on stream? Or do we want to go to a big streamer who I'm a little scared of going and raiding. I actually don't know if I can. I'm just gonna do marbles. I'm just gonna raid the marbler. That'll save myself. Yeah, I'm gonna play it safe still for now. I'd probably find someone else to find and everything. But, well, I will say, in defense of this one choice, while I'm watching the timer and everything, the big streamer actually has very similar cool vibes and everything, but they don't stream on YouTube. They're Twitch only. So, Zephyr, you're kind of like allowed to be free and do whatever you wish. Yes, I am being a coward. And I'll tell you fucking why. Currently, the big streamers at least, doing art. And they are at 200 people. Their chat isn't actually going super fast. You can literally sit and talk. But in the back of my head, I'm just doing a just chatting, and I'll be honest. If they were to ask me, "Oh, what were you doing?" I'm like, "Oh fuck, I was just talking absolute shit." But they would be my cameo sheet. But in the last few seconds, I just want to say that if you do like what I'm doing, do hit the follow button on Twitch and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Tomorrow will be more Cyberpunk, and this week will be very high energy. But until then, I will catch you all next time.